Hi, everyone. It's October 18, 2019. I'm going to be going through a lot of information. Some of the articles I'm just going to read the headlines. Some I'm going to be reading excerpts of those articles. Everything will be linked to below. But this video pertains to children and how dangerous is children's lives are today, how toxic our environment is, but what is happening to the children is it's so tragic, it's just beyond anything that you can even comprehend. And when I go through all of this information, you can't tell me that all of this is, well, just an accident. This is all a deliberate design. It is orchestrated to get Americans sick and kill them. Yes, we do have a depopulation agenda going on. Some people say that it's going to kick in 2020. This has been going on for a very, very long time. And many people have already died. The depopulation agenda has been very successful. So here, baby food testing, 95% of foods in the United States have toxic metals. I'm sure a lot of you will not be surprised by this information. A new study into what babies in the United States eat may have parents asking what is safe anymore. Everybody should be asking what is safe. You go into a supermarket today, and I'd say 95% of what is on the shelf is toxic in some form or another, or it has different levels of toxicity, but it's toxic, not good for you. Researchers examined 168 baby foods made by companies in the United States. The tests found that 95% of them contained lead, 73% had arsenic, 75% cadmium, 32% mercury. Wow. Well, that doesn't sound good. Food and Drug Administration study that found the same four metals in 33 of 39 baby foods. So the results of this study was similar to the FDA's study. And rice-based foods for infants, like rice cereal, rice snacks, were found to be the most toxic. So exchange rice-based foods with other items. Instead of puffed snacks made of rice, look for ones that aren't. Teething biscuits can be exchanged for frozen banana or chilled cucumbers or even a wet washcloth. Rice cereal can be changed to multigrain or oatmeal-based cereals, which are all genetically modified. Water can be served instead of fruit juice. What kind of water? I posted a video on arsenic in water that you buy. Water at Whole Foods. Carrots and sweet potatoes can be changed to many other fruits and veggies. It's really very, very hard for most Americans to purchase any products and foods that are safe, because those that are safe are more expensive. So I will link below to this PDF. This is the executive summary on what's in my baby's food. And in these PDFs, well, here's the details. But here, infant rice cereal, teething biscuits and rice rusks, puff snacks, fruit juice, carrots and sweet potatoes, higher risk foods for heavy metal exposure. Here are safer alternatives. And I will also link below to this site, and this is the scientific study results. For the full report, click on this link, Executive Summaries, English and Spanish. Okay. You know, toys. I posted videos on toys. Toxic for children due to the materials and the paint that they use for those toys. But, I mean, really? Infant sandals?
One of the chemicals that we've been working on is a group of chemicals called phthalates. Phthalates are added to lots of products. They help make plastics more flexible. And when babies, or children, but particularly babies, are exposed to these, it can impact their development, proper brain development, etc. So we've been testing products looking for phthalates. This little baby shoe is one of the products we tested, and we found that this orange sole had 44% phthalates in it. That translates to 44,000 parts per million, and our standard is 1,000. So that's way over the standard. Fortunately, when we contacted the company, we found that they were already in the process of removing this product from the shelves, and this product is no longer available, which we will count as a success for the Children's Safe Products Act.
So I'll be covering some of the phthalate dangers, but I just want to say, you know, I got this comment from a subscriber who said something like, you know, can't believe that people aren't covering what's in our food, you know, capital letters. And I go to the channel, and this channel doesn't have any content. What is wrong with you posting information about it? Yes, it gets a little annoying when you see channels completely empty and they're leaving a link to what was this article about the food testing. You know, there's an awful lot going on today. So we need more people posting information. And one person can't cover everything. So let's go on. Johnson & Johnson baby powder. They knew for decades that it had asbestos in it. They knew for decades and didn't do anything. Diapers and menstrual pads laced with toxic chemicals. Study links early puberty to girls to chemicals in shampoo, toothpaste, soap, even if only used by mother in pregnancy. Wow. Endocrine disruptors, which I will focus on a little bit more later on. Limiting kids' screen time improves brain function. Well, how many know that? And look, I have had conversations with parents regarding the frequencies coming out of these screens. I've had conversations with parents regarding the psychiatric medication that their children were on, and they didn't seem to care. So, these kids today are getting so destroyed by adults. Study blames disturbing rise in teens who need glasses on because of excessive screen time. Many kids are having vision problems. Their eyesight, very young age, declining because they're staring at these screens. Limiting kids' screen time improves brain function. Sorry, the Mustangs. It's Friday night. The Mustangs. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you heard that. My hunch is you did. Yeah, so their brains are getting destroyed. Now, this information has been out for years. The dangers to children with the foods that they eat, with the screens that they stare at, with the pills that they're forced to take, with the frequencies in schools that they have to sit in. And nothing comes of it. That means the adults in our country are not quite right. Well, that's an understatement. Kids' cold medicines. Wow. Okay, what is this about? FDA strongly recommended against giving over-the-counter cough and cold medicines to children who are under age 2. Rather than requiring manufacturers to warn customers, the agency praised the voluntary actions of manufacturers to state on product labels not to give the medicines to children under age 4. Wow. Okay. Clearly, a warning needs to be out there so parents can see this. Well, these cold medicines, cough suppressants, cough expectorants, decongestants, antihistamines, Benadryl, can cause heart problems and difficulty breathing. And here is the FDA to parents: do not give tots cough and cold meds. They warn that over-the-counter medications can produce potentially life-threatening side effects. Well, how many people read Scientific American? You need to put the warning on the product itself if it's that dangerous to children. 97% of tested mac and cheese products found to contain chemicals used in plastics, rubber, coatings, adhesives, sealants, and printing inks. Ain't that great? Phthalates are everywhere. They're everywhere, and they're very dangerous. Dangerous impacts on our health. Given the hormone or endocrine disrupting effects phthalate exposure has been linked to, it's a serious public health problem, and endocrine disrupting chemicals. So, phthalates are everywhere. They're in plastic food containers, coatings, household products, packaged foods, personal care products. How many kids now have that gender dysphoria? Lead in women's and children's vitamins. Lead. Okay, so here are the vitamins. There's a lot. A whole lot. Click on the link. If you are taking vitamins that you buy at Walmart, Walgreens, drugstores, supermarkets, Costco, then you might want to check out this list to see if you are taking a vitamin that has lead in it. Lead in it. It's a long list. isn't it? And these things are still on the market. They're still on the market. Okay. Kids' vitamins and 50 aspartame-containing products to leave on the shelf. Aspartame is in so many different products that you buy in supermarkets. And aspartame, well, let's see. Health activist says FDA agent admitted to promoting aspartame to depopulate the planet. Back in 2000, Dr. Martini, Betty Martini, founder of Mission Possible World Health International, she created a citizens petition calling on the FDA to ban aspartame from food, citing an imminent health hazard. Though the law requires that the FDA respond to such petitions within 180 days, Dr. Martini did not hear back from the agency for 9 years when she received a late-night call to her personal home phone from a FDA agent. She asked the FDA agent on the other end of the phone why it took so long for his agency to respond to her petition, even though people are sick and dying all over the world as a result of aspartame. His response, so what? The FDA agent stated we need to depopulate. Okay, well, aspartame is still on the market, and it is so dangerous. So these are, it's also in baby foods. So here are some of the products. Junior Strength Advil chewables for children. Kids multivitamins with aspartame. The chain stores. To see the complete list of these children's multivitamins for smaller chain stores like CVS, Piggly Wiggly, Payless, Eckerd, Osco, Marsh, Mayer, Shop and Save, Pay and Save, Peoples, go here. All of these products, this list, contain aspartame. Centrum, Pedicare, Tylenol, chewable, Advil chewable, children's Tylenol, Tylenol Junior Strength, Metamucil, Mylanta, Alka-Seltzer Plus, Bugs Bunny, vitamin products, Flintstones, Dime Tap, Zoo Chews, Equate. You can go through all of that is listed here. But it's, yeah, it's very hard now to find pretty much anything that is safe. Funny, Pedialyte. I was told by a doctor to drink this because I had to pause it because I couldn't remember electrolyte problems. So here I am drinking this and aspartame. Great. Replenish. Nicotine lozenges. Nicotine gum. All diet sodas, but also regular sodas have it as well. Sugar-free lozenges. Ricola. You think you're buying a decent brand, and you're not. Certainly Splenda and Equal and NutraSweet, all of this. Schmuckers, jam, sugar-free, and these creamers for coffee, International Delight, Kool-Aid products, Crystal Light, most gums, breath fresheners, and mints. Oh, Jellos. Puddings. Wow. Yeah, the powdered drinks, hot chocolate, Fiber One, Nestle's products. Oh, Fiber One is a yogurt, I guess. Cereals, cereal drinks. Yeah. And funny, honey. Most honey that you buy in supermarkets, unless they are getting it from a beekeeper, it's not honey. Another study, a test of honeys, and like 97% of honeys came back with no pollen. Well, that means it's not honey. So, most honeys are artificial today. How about the drugs that contain aspartame? Yeah. So, medications put on the market contain aspartame. Antibiotics, antivirals, anti-drowsiness medications, anti-cholesterol medications, antipsychotic and antidepressants, antacids, and migraine medication. Non-prescription or over-the-counter medications with aspartame, cold and allergy drugs, Benadryl for kids, diabetic Tucson, Halls, sugar-free menthol cough suppressant, Advil, Motrin, Excedrin, Tempra, Alka-Seltzer, and Surpass and Shows, I don't know, laxatives, Metalax, Malox, Reguloid, Citracel, Flintstones, and these health supplements, Bugs Bunny, Centrum, electrolyte therapy. Wow. Yep. And Dramamine, Nuzine. Well, I have more for you. So, puberty blocking drugs given to transgender kids have killed at least 6,370 of them. FDA report finds since the year 2012, more than 40,000 people have suffered adverse reactions from taking the hormone-blocking pharmaceutical Lupron. All right. Since 2014, 6,370 people have died. Lupron has reportedly caused more than 25,500 serious reactions in patients just in the last 5 years. Now, Lupron is clinically approved for use in treating precocious puberty or abnormally early puberty that could cause other health problems. It is not approved for use in children with gender dysphoria. But this is how Lupron is now being widely prescribed, putting the health of children at serious risk. They have irreversible side effects that include permanent damage to the endocrine system, which is responsible for producing the sex hormones that sustain life. How parents can be doing this, I don't know. The FDA has known for at least 2 years that Lupron isn't necessarily safe, especially for young children. The agency announced back in 2017 that it was conducting a specific review of nervous system and psychiatric events in association with the use of these drugs, including Lupron, in pediatric patients. However, nothing thus far has come out of this alleged inquiry, and nothing does. Whether it's a congressional hearing or these studies from agencies that are supposed to be protecting the American people, nothing comes of it. So, many children who've been given Lupron now suffer from persistent seizures. While transgender activists claim that Lupron and similar such drugs function merely as a pause button on life, you know what? Activists, transgender, whatever activists, okay, we're merely putting a pause on life. Okay. Pause button. Lupron is a dangerous endocrine disruptor, especially in children. Now, how about those dirty dozen endocrine disruptors? 12 hormone altering chemicals and how to avoid them. BPA. These products are all in homes across the country. BPA, synthetic hormone, can trick the body into thinking it's the real thing, and the results aren't pretty. BPA has been linked to everything from breast and other cancers to reproductive problems, obesity, early puberty, and heart disease. So, you have children who are, eating from canned foods, or drinking from plastics that leach out BPA. Receipts that you are given in stores, gas stations, and supermarkets, they have a coating of BPA that comes off on your fingers and hands. So, you have these children who are, they're since birth surrounded by this BPA and eating from canned foods where the cans are leaching into the food, BPA, and it's screwing up their hormones. And then they think they're gender dysphoric, and the parents agree to put them on Lupron. Dioxins can disrupt the delicate ways that both male and female sex hormone signaling occurs. Dioxins, unfortunately, they're wide throughout the American food supply. Products including meat, fish, milk, eggs, butter are most likely to be contaminated, but you can cut down on your exposure by eating fewer animal products. Atrazine, researchers have found that exposure to even low levels of the herbicide atrazine can turn male frogs into females. And our EPA has allowed more and more pesticides and herbicides to be sprayed on our vegetables and fruits. And it is widely used on the majority of corn crops in the United States, and consequently, it is affecting drinking water supplies. So, atrazine has been linked to breast tumors, delayed puberty, prostate inflammation in animals, And some research has linked it to prostate cancer in people. Buy organic produce, get a drinking water filter to remove atrazine phthalates, excuse me, can trigger what's known as death-inducing signaling in testicle cells. Yep, yep, you know, in your man parts. Man parts, your cells are dying. If that's not enough, studies have linked phthalates to hormone changes, lower sperm count, less mobile sperm, birth defects in the male reproductive system, obesity, diabetes, thyroid, irregularities, avoid plastic food containers, children's toys. Some phthalates are already banned in kids' products. Plastic wrap made from PVC, which has a recycling label, number 3. Some personal care products also can contain phthalates. So read the labels, avoid those products. Percolates, perchlorate, food tainted with rocket fuel. Okay. Contaminates much of our produce and milk. Ingest it too much, then you can end up with a thyroid hormone imbalance. And hormones, well, they regulate metabolism in adults and are critical for proper brain and organ development in infants and young children. Install a reverse osmosis filter because it's in drinking water as well. Now, this isn't to say that in your drinking water you definitely have the atrazine, though if you are around farms, you might want to test your water, but everybody should test their water. Fire retardants. Swedish scientists studying women's breast milk discovered something totally unexpected. The milk contained an endocrine-disrupting chemical found in fire retardants. And the levels have been doubling every 5 years since 1972, found to contaminate the bodies of people and wildlife around the globe, even polar bears. These chemicals can imitate thyroid hormones in our bodies and disrupt their activity. They can lead to lower IQ, among significant health effects. It's been phased out, but they don't go away fast. In fact, they're incredibly persistent. So, it's really sad that we got to this point. How do you avoid it? Pass better toxic chemical laws? Good luck. Good luck with that. But you can get a vacuum cleaner with HEPA filters to cut down on the toxic-laden house dust. Avoid reupholstering foam furniture. Take care when replacing old carpets. The padding underneath may contain fire retardants. Lead. Well, lead, we all know, is toxic to the brain. Lowers IQ, hearing loss, miscarriage, premature birth, increased blood pressure, kidney damage, nervous system problems. Stresses the system, which can lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, anxiety, and depression. Arsenic in your food and drinking water messes with your hormones, linked to weight gain and loss, protein wasting, immunosuppression, insulin resistance, osteoporosis, growth retardation, high blood pressure. Use water filter that lowers arsenic level, because arsenic is in many drinking supplies, and mercury and PFCs. Non-stick cookware, throw it out, very dangerous. And these perfluorochemicals, the non-stick cookware, it's widespread and extraordinarily persistent. 99% of Americans have these chemicals in their bodies. It's completely resistant to degradation, which means it doesn't break down in the environment, which means it probably doesn't break down in your body, and decreased sperm quality, low birth weight, kidney disease, thyroid disease, high cholesterol, and other health issues, but can affect the thyroid and sex hormone levels. So quit using non-stick pans, as well as stain and water-resistant coatings on clothing, furniture, and carpets. And these pesticides, neurotoxic organophosphate compounds that the Nazis produced in large quantities for chemical warfare, were luckily never used. After the war ended, American scientists used the same chemistry to develop a long line of pesticides that target the nervous system of insects, despite many studies linking these pesticides to brain development, behavior, fertility problems, the effects on fertility. They are still among the most commonly used pesticides in use today. It interferes with the way testosterone communicates with cells. It lowers testosterone, altering thyroid hormone levels. Eat organic. These glycol ethers, shrunken testicles. Do I have your attention now? Common solvents in paints, cleaning products, brake fluid, cosmetics. Okay, you can go to the Environmental Working Group's Guide to Healthy Cleaning. They're in cleaning products, so you can click on this link. Shocking new study that finds young people are overweight, unhealthy, suicidal, addicted to alcohol and drugs. What are we doing to these children? Okay, well, I'm going to continue this video in another video. I'm going to stop this one now, but the next video is about antidepressants and, well, the numbers of children on psychiatric medications, antipsychotics, antidepressants, they're just, these kids are now, it would be rare to find a child on one medication. They're now on multiple medications, long-term. What we are doing to children, well, it's evil, it's tragic. Before they become young adults, they've already been messed with to a degree that they will never live the kind of life that they could have had they been protected. All links are below.